5 or 6 years ago, I had a really serious depression that brought me really close to the edge where I just didn't want to live anymore. When I was in that really dark time, I couldn't make anything. I couldn't make any art. Some folks are able to create in that pain, and I just went into a hole. The love of my family and the love that I had of my family is what stopped me from actually crossing that threshold into like really being right at the edge. And then I started to get a little bit better, and then emerging from that has brought a surge of creativity. I feel like making is a very integral part of my identity, and if I don't do that, my identity suffers completely. My spirit suffers, my soul suffers. So often there's many days that'll go by between my dissertation and my job where I just don't have the opportunity to create things, and so I started using this little corner of my office as a portrait studio, and that's actually when the self-portrait work that I've been doing started happening. It's constantly surprising me what emerges when I'm making a self-portrait. I can have an idea, and then when I'm sitting in front of the tripod, and then the picture is made, and then I look at it and I'm like, wow, like this is totally different than what I imagined, or the story I feel that is happening here, or the bit of myself that's being revealed maybe I didn't even fully know was there. There's a common felt or sort of spiritual or soulful experience for me that happens when I'm making things, no matter if it's photography or pottery. Pottery is like such a physical process using my body, and there really is, especially when you're doing wheel work, there's this whole thing about centering the clay, and I love the way I get to use my body making ceramics. It just satisfies my desire to create, and that feels really special to understand that my body is the tool in that process. The integration that happens between my body and my hands and then the clay on the wheel, it's hard to describe. It just completely takes me over. Like I feel like at a molecular level when I'm working with clay on the wheel, like something happens where everything is just focused and centered and spinning all together with the clay. I think what inspires me is being in spaces where I can connect with some wildness. I don't think about it so much as spaces that are untouched as I do spaces where that spirit or energy of like wild growth and being is present. And so I feel like a lot of the work that I'm trying to do in my photography is finding moments where we break the ways that we're domesticated and emerge into spaces of wildness that to me is more just about our truest self. I think when we start to confront the ways that we are realizing we're domesticated, and not just by modern living, but by sexist paradigms or gender inequality or just intrapersonal violence, so many things. We, in acknowledging the ways that we're sort of domesticated and try to tap into our own wildness, we also are then seeing we become more in tune to the ways that the world around us has been domesticated. And so I feel like what I've been seeing in this project with the women in nature is that they are seeing themselves and also emerging into a new form of themselves, a new form that is maybe truer to that wildness, with the trees and with the soil and with the grass and with each other and with the water. It's not a dualistic paradigm of you're either realized in your wildness or you're not. Wildness is more about that truer self, and there's many ways that we can emerge into that. I think more than anything, the sort of high-yielding place that I'm in right now is just a reflection of a self-acceptance and just accepting myself for like the broken bits and the ugly bits and the difficult and challenging bits that I really wish could change, and for all the brighter, shinier stuff also. All the ugly bits, they're not gone. They're still there, but just being able to befriend them a little bit, sort of accept them. And I really think sometimes that maybe making art has kind of saved my life a little bit and can, at the very least, keep me from ever getting close to the edge again, and in my wildest dreams be something that just ripples out from me into the world and doing something that's far greater than me and far greater than being about me or my process, but contribute something to the world.